coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts. Hey man, shout out to everybody out there on Team Banky Pound, man. I appreciate the love. Ham. Woo! Appreciate the support, man. We out here, man. 33 years of prison stories. We pushing P, positive energy all the way down the line. Big love to everybody who support this movement. Everybody who's been with me, man, from day one to yesterday. I definitely appreciate you, man. I appreciate the support, man. Supporting is important. This is the way we grow the platform. This is the way we get the message out there. This is the way that we save some of these young kings and queens. So salute to you. Extra big love to everybody, man, who participated in this meet and greet. Everybody that's gonna show up. This is meet and greet week. So I will see some of y'all this weekend, man. Big love to y'all, man. Everybody who got in the raffle, big love to y'all. Everybody, special shout out to everybody who donated. The raffle is still in full effect. Donations still will be accepted and appreciated. So reach out if you want to. Win your 75-inch TV. Help make the event a great event. Appreciate you. Big love. TBP Nation, stand up, man. We out here. We ain't going nowhere. Nowhere. Oh, man, what we going to talk about today? This is what crossed my mind. Why? Do not ask me. But I was thinking about Wallace Ridge, man. For whatever reason, I was thinking about Wallace Ridge. And let me get this good old scarf up here, man. Let that nation of yeah, you know, shout loud and proud. But anyway, I was thinking about Wallace Ridge, man. Cause I got a call from somebody that's up there. That, you know, one of my comrades is still in the belly of the beast. And it just started making me thinking, man, because he said he was you know, his celly was a straight cornball, you know, and he tried not to, you know, get late messing with his celly. It's a hard thing to do in the penitentiary, man, to deal with these sellers, man, because you don't know who you're going to get, but you just got to deal with it. And there's a double-edged sword when you up here in these mountains, man, because you ain't trying to get stuck up here, man. When you get up to the mountains, the first thing you want to do is get off the mountains. Straight up. That's all you want to do. When you get up there and see how that intense racism is, the way they run that prison, the dogs, the guns, the race, and you just want to get off of there. The more you get in trouble, the more charges you get, the lesser your chance of getting up off of there. So that's crazy in itself. And they just give you charges. Sometimes they just give you charges. If it's your day, it's your day. They pick you, they give you a charge. They trying to give people charges just because they need to keep them beds filled up there. They got to keep them beds filled up there because this is supposed to be high level of security. So in order for them to justify all this money that they took from the state to build these flim flam prisons, they got to keep the beds filled. But a lot of dudes ain't built like that. This dudes ain't in the system. It ain't that many dudes in the system running around pushing that Bethlehem, doing this, fighting police, catching cases, you know what I'm saying, bodies and whatnot. It ain't that many. It ain't that many. So you can't fill up no 2 or 3 prisons with this, which is whatever they sold the state to build these 2 or 3 prisons. It ain't that many, you know, to go that hard. So they got to, you know, trick people up there. And then when they get them up there, they got to trick them to keep them up there. So you gonna get some bogus charges, man. Like I say, I ended up being up there, I think, for like 5 to 6 years. It's somewhere up in there. I know I went in 09. I don't know if I left in 13 or 14. I ain't sure. But it was crazy. The whole run was crazy. But we done talked a little bit about Wallace Ridge, and there's probably a whole lot more we could talk about Wallace Ridge. But today I want to talk about the sellers I had at Wallace Ridge. The good, the bad, the crazy. That's what I had at Wallace Ridge, man. I might have had, in 5, let's say I did 5 there. In 5 years, I probably had 10 or better sellers. 10 or better. You understand me? Good, bad, and crazy. 10 or better sellers, man, in 5 years. You know, which is crazy because you could be in the cell with somebody 5, 6, 7 years, whatever the case may be. I know dudes been in cell partners for 10, 15 years or better. You know, so it's crazy, man. But the sellers I was getting up there with some wild ones. I did have good ones, a couple of good ones, but not as many as I had. You know, I can remember my first seller, man. Shout out to him. That was a good one. My first seller was Knockout, man. My first seller was Knockout. That's my little dude, man. Shout out to Knockout. He was a good dude. Me and Knockout had actually came up there on the bus together. We had came up there on the bus together. Yeah, we came on the bus together from Sussex 2. And I was in the block with Knockout for a minute. Knockout is a little dude, man. He a little dude with a big major heart. I spoke about Knockout before on this platform. Knockout don't play no games, man. They don't call him Knockout for no reason, because he will knock you out. And he a little guy. Knockout probably 5'6", 135, 140 at the most. Full beard, but he, kind of mid-range complexion, not dark skin, not light skin. But he got heart, man. He just one of them youngest, the little dude that just got heart. And Knockout will take off on you. He will take off on you, and he gonna hit first, and he might hit last when he hit first, because he got a good one hitter quitter. And I can remember being on Sussex 2 with Knockout. I told you when they got to arguing over the shower, and the dude done jumped in the shower in front of him, and Knockout was telling the man I was next, and he was like, "No, you won't." Knockout was like, "Man, look, I'm getting in the shower, man. You need to come on up out there." He said, "I ain't coming out." Man, Knockout went walked over there, put his little shoes on, set his shower stuff there, told the dudes, "Look out." Knockout went straight over there to the shower, opened the door, went in there, and knocked him out. Bang, 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 boom. Knocked him out. Came up out of that joint. Dripping wet. So dude laying there in the shower, water coming down on him and everything. And it's crazy. That's the irony of this whole situation. That same dude that he knocked out and got away with ended up on the bus with us on our way to Wallace Ridge. Maybe a year later, or months later, whatever the case may be, we on our way. He owned the bus. That is the same dude, unfortunately, that lost his life on that bus. When we told you the dude was on the bus and he was fighting him, he would get on there and they medicated him up, beat him up, chained him up, put him on there. He ended up losing his life. He died on that bus ride. Without a doubt, no, by the negligence of the DOC. It was their fault. It ain't no question about it. They wouldn't stop. They wouldn't check on him. They didn't give him the proper care. That's what it was. So that was the same dude that Knockout had knocked out. So that was crazy. So anyway, when I get when we get there and all this and all that, the first seller I got is Knockout. They put me right in the cell with Knockout, right? And Knockout was telling me, I don't know if he had been there before or what, but he was telling me, man, these people crazy up here, man, da. They like this, they like that. I'm like, boom, I ain't got no bed mattress, I ain't got no sheets, no pillowcase, no pillow, no nothing. I hit the call button, he went, oh, but I had already hit it. And he tell me, man, they be tripping. And I told y'all, they come up on there using the N-word. Why am I hitting the button? I ain't got no sheets, no pillowcase, no nothing. Man, don't hit this button no more. I'm telling you, and they using the N-word on the speaker. So I'm like, man, what the? And he was like, man, I told you they crazy. But that just put me in a whole nother mindset. Even going past how they did when we got off the bus, all of that hollering and yelling and screaming and pointing and poking and holding the guns and the dogs. I'm like, man, I'm in la la land, But that right there really like opened my junk to see what was going on. So, but anyway, Knockout, man, me and Knockout started just chopping it up because we knew each other, but we didn't really know each other. But when you in the cell with somebody, you gonna get to know that person. So he knew about me, and he knew I used to box and everything, and he was telling me about, man, I know you heard about me fighting and all that, man, but I need to get me some technique, man, while we in the cell together, man. You show me some skills, man, to better, because I can fight. I be nothing, and he could. And I started showing him little techniques, and we worked out together. We chopped it up together. We broke bread together, with the commissary, whatever. We thugging. We up here in the mountains, man. We trying to survive. We thugging it out, man. We in there cooking hot sausages and stuff, man, with the bong on the toilet. Yeah, on the toilet. We cooking with the fire coming up and holding the sausage there on the pencil, and we eating in there, breaking bread, man. We working out. I'm showing them little, me and Knockout was cool, man. super cool, man. He was a good celly to have, man. And uh after that, I think Knockout ended up knocking somebody out. No, they came and got me and moved me. They came and got me and moved me after I was in there for months and stuff. But that's where I met my road dog too, Peanut. Shout out to Peanut. So they came and moved me. So when they came and moved me, um, I went to the cell with, oh man, yeah, I went in there with the Joker Disco. I went in there with that Joker Disco. Gone. Blip the blur. Blip the blur. He had been locked up longer than me. He had been locked up, if I ain't mistaken, Disco had already been locked up like 30 years. So I'm surprised I never ran into him. He was in the Virginia system. I had never ran into him, but I knew a lot of discos. But I had never ran into this disco. But I heard a lot about some discos that I didn't know. I didn't know if it was him or not. But he was blip the blurry, man. He was blip the blurry. He was gone. He one of them dudes that 30 years and got to him. You know what I'm saying? He ain't functioning with a full deck. He dangerous. He definitely dangerous. You know, he'd do something. And when I first moved in the cell with people, I gauged their temperature. I gauged their body language, their tone and their voice. I peep the scene. I see what's going on. I got to know who I'm dealing with. In case, and sad as it may sound, in case I got to dismantle him, I got to know this. It's crucial to my survival. So I'm checking him out physically. He can't do nothing to me. You know what I'm saying? Physically, man to man, I know he can't do nothing to me. But any man can do something to you when you sleep. See what I'm saying? And you got to live with this person. You got to sleep. So unless you're a vampire, you know what I'm saying? You got to sleep. So I got to gauge that. You know what I'm saying? Because any person that's in the cell with you, big, tall, small, uh, ethnicity, ethnic, you know what the word is. Whatever it is, you got to gauge all that because anybody can get you when you're sleeping. So I'm checking him out or whatever, man. Like I say, he's super dark skin, bald head, shaved face. I'm talking about car tire, black. And like I say, he got these funny ways, and a lot of dudes be locked up a long time. They got them funny ways. They locked in on what they locked in on, and they ain't hearing or listening to nothing else, right? And that's how he was. But he's scrambling. He from Miami, right? He's scrambling. He ain't got nothing. I guess 30 years, a lot of time people abandon you, whatever the case may be. People ain't gonna stay with him that long. Some people ain't gonna stay with you at all. Depends on what you was doing when you was on the street, how you was treating your people. I don't know what his situation was, but I know he ain't had no help. He's scrambling, right? But he was respecting me. You know what I'm saying? He won't coming crazy off to me, but I can see his crazy. I can see his crazy in the block. He an angry dude. Dudes knew him already. He been in there way before me. Dudes knew. They still clear of him because he very confrontational. You know what I'm saying? But when he in the cell, he won't acting like that with me. I don't know if it's because I'm his celly or I had already put in a little time. He knew about me, whatever the case may be. We won't really having too much friction in the cell except for his little odd ways. They might have, I might have looked at it a little funny, but I ain't say nothing because certain things you got to let get by you. I'm already motivated. I got to get off here. I got to go. I don't want to be up here, period. So we won't have that much problem. He liked to smoke though. He liked to smoke cigarettes. At the time, cigarettes was still legal. Everybody was smoking. You know what I'm saying? It was alright. He wanted to smoke. You know what I'm saying? At this time, I was smoking. You know what I'm saying? Nerves bad. You know what I'm saying? He ain't had nothing. I used to give him cigarettes. Then he started just doing little nitpicking stuff. Like if I smoke cigarettes, I might not smoke those. Most time I was smoking cigarettes, man. I was stressed out. I'm smoking and drinking a cup of coffee. When the coffee gone, cigarette gone, I put it out. He used to start getting the butts that I put out. Man, you putting on that cigarette, man. No, man, let me get that. Man, you just be wasting cigarettes and woo, woo, woo. At first it ain't bother me, but then he started saying it all the time. It was starting to annoy me. Stop worrying about what I'm doing. If I ain't gonna smoke it all, I ain't gonna smoke it all. If you want to get it, get it. But you ain't got to tell me about it every time. So he was doing that little stuff. The trays come in. I had commissary, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, the trays come in. I ain't eating that tomfoolery. I ain't eating no victuals. And he'd be like, you ain't gonna eat that tray. And I give him the tray a lot. You know what I'm saying? But if something came in there that had something on it that I had to eat for whatever reason, you know, maybe hot dogs, maybe fried eggs, maybe something. He's so used to me giving him the whole tray. When I don't give him the whole tray, he act like he got an attitude. Like I gotta give it to you. Like this is mandatory. You know, so little stuff like that start rubbing me the wrong way. So then I start acting a little different too. I ain't gonna keep getting you stuff, man. Like, come on, dog. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking out for you because I want to, because I feel for you to did 30, but don't think I got to give it to you. So it started putting me in that type of mode. So I was like, more or less like, I got to show him, I ain't got to give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of times trays came in there, I ain't want the tray. You know what I'm saying? He know I don't want the tray. So when the man putting the trays in the dough, and I look at it, I said, I don't want it. You can take it back. And the dude take the tray back. He mad and I don't know what, like, well, why you didn't give me the tray? I mean, I ain't know if you wanted, man. Yeah, I want it. You know, so he had an attitude, but I did it on purpose, just to let him know that I ain't got to give you the tray, dog. I don't care what they do with the tray. I'm not eating that garbage. You know what I'm saying? So he started having a little attitude. Then he was just a little bit more quiet, a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, reserved. But I read body language, so I know. So now I'm watching this joker because I don't know what he might do. You know what I'm saying? I really don't, but I really don't care. You know, yes, I know. I told you I want to get up off here, but man, we in war zone, man. So you know, you might get off track sometimes. You might lose your focus of what your goal is because you irritated. I'm irritated. You know what I'm saying? Don't play with me. I'm on that type of, you know, but I know wiser thinking like, man, stay the course. You got to get off here. But sometimes a joker, you got to show a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you coming from? Because they'll take your kindness for weakness. And like I said, I had nothing personal against them. It's just the politics of how you got to do this time. You got to set examples sometimes, and you got to send messages sometimes so people can understand where you coming from. You know, so yeah, so he got to start getting a little standoffish. And then when they came, when they took that tobacco, they came when they stopped that smoking. It was around this time they stopped it. So they got gave you like a grace period. They said you had like 30 days to get rid of all your tobacco. If you found with any tobacco in your cell or on your possession after 30 days, you gonna get a charge and they gonna confiscate it. You know what I'm saying? So now this is when cigarettes and tobacco is becoming a commodity now, because now it's getting ready to turn into a money making scheme. Because if everybody can hide tobacco, put it somewhere, but although they're gonna come shake down and look for it, and they did. But you know, dudes know how to hide everything, man. You had dudes in there loosening their matches, stuffing it with all types of tobacco, sewing it back up, or doing the same thing to their pillow, sewing tobacco in the crease of their pants, in the waistband of their pants, and I mean, you name it, they stuffing it in food, taking the food out of Johnson, filling it up with tobacco and closing them. Everybody was doing everything they can to try to preserve this tobacco because they know once the tobacco is gone, you can't buy no more. You can sell it for an extraordinary price. So that's what was going on. At the time, I'm saying in my mind, it's about time to quit smoking anyway. So I'm trying to like, boom, I ain't gonna be in this rat race. I can't, you know what I'm saying? It's just leave it alone, leave it alone. I was just using it for a stress reliever anyway, but now let's leave it alone because it's getting ready to be crazy. So I still did have some, and I had here, and now it's hard for him to smoke. It's hard, man. You know what I'm saying? Because he ain't got no money. And then I ain't got that much tobacco left. So I ain't going to be just giving you tobacco now or just looking out for you or give you a cigarette every now and then. But man, it's hard to explain this penitentiary stuff because it's like, I ain't, you know, it's just like eating. If you eating and you hungry, you eating, you know you hungry. You're in the penitentiary, man. This last meal is at 4, 5 o'clock. So you eating, man, and you got a dude right there with you, and he not eating, and he ain't got nothing. You know, if you got any type of humanity, you gonna offer him something. It may not be all of what you eat. I ain't gonna give you no whole whatever my meal, but I give him something, a soup, man, or something, just to get get his spine off his back. You know what I'm saying? Get his stomach off his spine, man. I'm trying to, but I can't keep doing it because then I'm gonna feel like a sucker. Like I can't take care of a grown man. But you in the cell, so the complexity of that is and it's cruel to be eating and dude right here hungry. You know what I'm saying? It's like eating in a restaurant and you got little kids that's hungry looking in the window at you and you can't and they can't eat. You want offer them something. So that was difficult. All this was getting in. So I think, man, all of that stuff got to him because he was, broke. He can't smoke. He barely eating. He mad. He irritated. And they come to get him to go up for parole, right? And man, that was the last time I seen him. That was the last time I seen him, man. You know what I'm saying? He goes over there, and to my understanding, he goes over there and just snaps out on the parole people. At this point in time, sometimes you see an actual parole person, then they had started going to virtual where it was on the virtual screen. But most of the time, you literally used to go see a parole person. You sitting right there with them. To my understanding, he jumped across the table, hollering, cussing the people out, telling them F parole, the whoop, 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 the whoop, and they done had to beat him up in there with cuss on. They done had to beat him up in there and wrestle him down to the ground. We up Wallace Ridge, man, they might kill you. You know what I'm saying? They done sprayed him, put the dog on him, all this, man. So they dragged him, man, and took him on. So they come back to the cell. And like, man, these racist police, they come back to the cell. And I'm like, what's going on? They bust the door. Hey, where your selling stuff at? So, man, he's on his bunker. Why? What's up? Oh, he ain't coming back. He going to jail. He going to jail. Yeah, he want to go over there and that crazy in the parole hearing. I never know such a And he using the N word. He don't want to go home. Yeah, okay. Well, we got something for him. And I'm like, what? And the way they tell it, so I don't know the whole story because I'm taking their version. Yeah, he get over there, he wanted to do this, do that. Then they try to lead me to man stuff. I said, where's his? I said, this is stuff right here, man. This is. I'm gonna make sure you get all your stuff. Man got the TV and everything. They try to tell me I can keep the TV, dog. This how lost now how they did. Oh, we don't care because they don't even want to pack it. You can sell it. I don't care. We're not gonna sell it. I'm like, nah, I don't want the man TV, man, because I wouldn't want nobody to do that to me. You know what I'm saying? And then, like I said, we won't. It ain't like we was super cool, but I won't on no skullduggery at this point in my life. I ain't doing no larceny. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna come back on you in the karma. So I'm like, man, you can take all this stuff. All right. And they really trying to get rid of stuff. There's no doubt in my mind. They probably broke his TV, taking it to property. They probably balled up all his letters or whatever. That's how nasty penitentiary is. That's how nasty these police was. You see what I'm saying? So they do stuff like that because they could and won't nobody checking them. The administration won't checking them. Richmond ain't know nothing about it. You barely can write grievances on there. They'll rip it up in your face. So we in no man's land, man. Where you can literally die up here at the hands of the police. So I won't gonna take advantage of another convict, especially nobody that did 30 years just because of they giving me the green light to do so. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, but that was how he ended up, leaving him. And then I got to cell by myself for a little bit, and I'm rolling, and I'm in paradise. I'm in the cell by myself. I can get a little type of peace, little type of, understanding, and I'm like, oh man, because I'm telling you, man, this place was so crazy. I'm telling you, mental fortitude got to be on point, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be on point, ready to go to war with the police or these jokers or these gang members. And all of this is going on so you can get to cell by yourself for a minute, man, so you can concentrate, you can focus, you can lock in. It was a beautiful thing, man. And I'm in that joint by myself, man, probably for 2 weeks or better, man. Everybody, like, you rolling, man. You rolling back, man. You got this cell by yourself. Well, I think outstanding was up over top of me, right? So, man, I was doing good. And lo and behold, lo and behold, they bring me this Bama. You know what I'm saying? This get you damn fake boot licking wanna be, should be somewhere, pushing up daisies somewhere. This joker, my worst celly ever, man. This fake bald Sahi. And man, I should have known from day one that this wasn't gonna work out. I should have known when he came in there And the first thing all this mo, yeah, hey, man, my name's Saeed, man. Yeah, I just came from the feds. Woo! I should have known. I should have known it wasn't gonna be good.
The banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man.
My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.